Hey guys, how are we doing today? It's Depressed Gamer back with another Vampires Masquerade Bloodlines 2 video. Probably, I'm not going to make this a thing, but it's just something I've been noticing and wanting to say. So, here on the Paradox forums, uh, you know, it's a mix of like people kind of cheering them on and others just saying, what the hell's the point anymore? Uh, should I pre-order? Yada yada. And if we go over, hit the Reddit Vampires Masquerade uh subreddit, it's basically just back to like talking about the first game and artwork for the first game. There's no real hype anymore. Again, if you go here on the Twitter for Bloodlines, I mean, the last thing they talked about that was talking about Bloodlines 2 was this announcement with the departure of Brian Masoda. From there, they shared this is another vampire game. Uh, this is it's a mod about the Vampires Masquerade universe. Yeah, it's nothing. They have not talked. They have not said anything. They've gone silent, and that's worrying me. It worries me because I feel like with such a your biggest news of your game since the gameplay reveal coming out and people being very to it is the reveal that the main guy, the reason everyone is for the most part was excited for this game, left. You basically fired him. And now you have not talked about anything since then. That worries me a lot because I feel like you would do some type of PR to try and get people to understand that it's going to be fine. My last video, I kind of said both. I was on both sides. I wasn't really saying, well, screw this game. It's done. I don't want to play it. And I wasn't really saying, oh, come on, guys, just wait. It could be great. I was more in the, hey, we'll see what happens, right? I'm always try to always be down the middle and just see both sides of things. And I wasn't defending, I wasn't attacking. I was just kind of presenting both sides and just sitting here thinking about it more because honestly, this is a game that I was looking forward to, and now I don't know what to feel. And I feel like a lot of people may be feeling that. You see a lot of posts on either like their Facebook page when this was announced, or the subreddit, or the Paradox forums of people asking how to cancel pre-orders. Should they cancel their pre-order? This and that, and just moving on from it. Essentially, everyone's pretty much on a wait and see what happens, and that sucks, man. That really sucks to even say because if you're gonna why do a sequel to such a niche game and just stumble like this, just mess it up? This should be easy money. This should be easy hype. You shouldn't even have to really do that much to hype it up, but you've done the exact opposite with everything. It's just killed the hype. And I'm still holding out to see what happens. But damn, I mean, something, y'all. Something. Some gameplay, a little snippet of gameplay. Let's see what you've done since the E3. Well, like, damn, something. I'm not really feeling hype still, and it's sad. This game is it's been pushed back to 2021, which honestly I have no problem with that. Uh, with Cyberpunk coming out, it just no matter what time they came a month ahead or a month after, it just wouldn't be a good time. I think a month before, as of what we're at right now, pretty much, or about a month and some change away from Cyberpunk. It's gone gold. It's coming, and I feel like if it would come out sometime this month, it wouldn't have been good because everyone would be, for the most part, hyped to play Cyberpunk, and this game would be like the little short appetizer, and it's going to be compared to Cyberpunk because they're very similar games. First person, somewhat open world RPGs. They're very similar, so they would have been compared. So I think pushing it to next year was just a smart decision in general, but not saying anything, not assuring us. They canceled a the developer diary. They said it wasn't going to happen, and I think that just looks bad. Where's the PR with the fans? Where's the assuring us that everything's going to be good? This, and I wanna correct myself on a video I made, the last video I made where I talked about Outstar, the YouTuber that talked about vampires and how she's not involved with the whole Bloodlines thing. She's involved in the overall Vampires Masquerade brand. So she has no real control over, or has no real knowledge of what's going on with Bloodlines 2. She made a post about that, talking about that. So I want to, put that out there to correct that she doesn't know. Even if she didn't, she doesn't know anything. She has no idea. She talks about the overall. She'll mention the games, but that's because it's part of the brand. But she is not in any way. I thought maybe she was like the marketing for that team. She's not with Hardsuit Labs. She is with like White Wolf and the overall vampire brand. So I just wanted to correct that. But again, we don't really know what's going on. There's no one talking, no one saying anything, and it's worrying to me. It's a little, okay, hey, can we get something? Can we get, and again, this is the last thing they talked about. They, was Vampires Masquerade Shadows of New York. Another game that's out in the vampire universe, but yeah, I mean, you see the fan base is just pretty much like, here's still no word on Brian or Kai. Where that go, huh? You remember the team who without this project wouldn't even exist. You're gonna have to dress firing these guys. We aren't just gonna forget. There's just people. Let's see, this comment was deleted. I don't know what it. I want to know what it says. But yeah, you see people just kind of like, hey, what's up? What are we doing here? What's going on? And they're pretty much not talking about it. And it's just worrying. It's honestly worrying. It's a little weird. You just, gonna ignore it. This is a kind of a big deal. So I have some ideas, possibility. One, the game as in even gameplay could be changed. Could go through a complete change. But I don't know if, now some say, hey, well, that's impossible. If they come out next year, then there's no way they're going to change all these systems. Well, I want to bring up a little thing called Halo 2. If you don't know about Halo 2, that game pretty much came out not finished for the most part. What Bungie planned to do and what we got was completely different. Hell, I'm even learning for the most part, like Halo 3, the beginning of Halo 3 is basically Halo 2, is what was supposed to be Halo 2. Some fans, now at this point now, knowing the story and all, have come to the, piecing it all together and talk, finding out from past people at Bungie or people that worked on Halo that pretty much Halo 3 continues Halo 2 as meaning Halo 3 doesn't start until the Ark. The Ark and that mission in Africa in Halo 3, that's when the game actually starts. Halo 3 starts. But for that beginning half, that's Halo, the continuation of Halo 2, what they didn't get to finish. So Halo 2 launched unfinished, still sold a crazy amount, and is still recognized as one of the best games of all time. So I'm not saying that Vampires Masquerade Bloodlines 2 is going to become the best game of all time, but I'm saying it's a possibility that something like that could happen, where they're kind of redesigning shit because it got redesigned the last minute. They talked about they had to basically start over here and there. Bungie, talking about how to start over at certain parts and change things completely because it just wasn't working. So I'm thinking maybe that might happen where, hey, something just wasn't working, wasn't clicking. People weren't liking it, and they're like, okay, we can try and fix this. Um, Bringing on a guy like they had, I can't remember his name, but he worked at Ubisoft, yada yada. He's obviously used to making something that is AAA quality in a short amount of time, because most of those teams have 2 years to develop. Now he's coming on at the last. I mean, it says 2021. Did it say exactly when 2021 is coming out? Let's see. Further delayed to unspecified 2021 release date. So that makes me think that could be any time between January 2021 to December 2021. I mean, how much time do they need? I think how much time they need may indicate how bad it is right now. Now it could be fine, and they could just be polishing like they've been saying, because that was the last developer diary they did before announcing the Brian Minnesota thing, was that they were talking about, oh, we're just polishing it up. It's pretty much, this game is done. For the most part, I didn't say it was done, but they're pretty much saying they're just polishing it up now, trying to make it look good. Well, you know, that was then, and we're still kind of wondering where it's at. Uh, I don't see where we're, you know, what's being talked about now. I mean, how close to being done are you, right? So that's one thing. And then the other option is that this game is just going to be completely bad. It's going to be really bad. It's going to be sad. It's going to be a very, I think, a game. Now, I brought up Halo 2, another game that I can compare this game that what I was getting feelings that it might feel like while playing this game is Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds, if you don't know, is a game made by Obsidian. You know, I think completely made by them. I don't think they really had a big publisher on their side, so it was in-house, and it came out, and it's not bad. It's underwhelming, I think, is the best response from it. I had fun playing it, but I don't remember the story all that much, and nor do I care for it that much to even like tell you what it was about, because I don't know, because I don't remember, because I just didn't care when I was playing it. It at times gave me New Vegas feels, but not as clever. While playing that game, I said to myself, this feels kind of like what I feel like Vampires Masquerade is going to play like, as far as like it's going to feel. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Underwhelming, I guess. It's going to be there. You're going to have it in your hands. You're going to be playing it, but it's not going to be exactly what you feel. I feel like almost with this game, you're going to feel that either way, because we have an idea. We've all had this idea in our heads of what we thought Vampires the Masquerade 2 was going to be. So I think they can't win either way. But this was not the PR they needed, and not addressing it makes it that much more scary. So I guess we'll keep, monitoring it and seeing what we all find out. If you see some things, let me know. Let's, we'll wait this out together. But as of right now, if you're wondering what I'm feeling, man, Cyberpunk is gonna be awesome for them. I think. I'm not. That's another game. I'm not super hyped, but god damn, I mean, it's been this long. How could it not be good, right? So, we'll see overall with these games. I feel like Cyberpunk, CD Projekt Red has a track record. Witcher 3 is some of the best game of all time. Witcher 2, which to me is a better game, is great. Both Witcher 2 and 3 are great games. I love even Witcher 1. I know people don't like the gameplay, but I love Witcher 1. I think to me, CD Projekt Red has a great track record. So in my opinion, uh, I think Cyberpunk's will be great because of that. It's not because I'm just hyped up. I've also been waiting for this game since I've been in high school. So, anytime now, right? Uh, so yeah, that's why I can say I'm hyped for Cyberpunk. I can't say that for Vampires. This isn't like Troika came back or something, and they had someone from the original game and they fired him. Well, that's not really comforting. So anyway, we'll see what happens, guys. Stay sexy. See ya.